Welcome back, Aces. Let's get the ball rolling this week with this week's newscast.
How was your week, Lily?
It was actually so good.
Mine was a slam dunk.
Well, you know, there are just so many things going on this week. I bet the Aces had a bunch to do. Let's go see what they did.
Wow, looks like the Aces really knocked it out of the park this week.
I know, right? It looks like loads of fun. Speaking of fun, how was your Thanksgiving?
Mine was so good. I ate so much food. Mashed potatoes, rolls, turkey.
Oh, okay, I think we get it. I wonder what we'll be having for lunch next week.
Me too. I really hope Adina says we're having some popcorn.
On Monday, we're having chicken legs. And on Tuesday, we're having hot dog. On Wednesday, we're having pestada. And on Thursday, we're having chicken and noodles. And on Friday, we're having pepperoni pizza bread. Back to the desk.
Well, even though we're not having popcorn, lunch still looks good.
It really does. But the lunch ladies sure did fumble since we're not getting popcorn.
Enough about the salty foods. I want some of the sweet.
Well, I don't have anything sweet, but maybe we can go get some cake at someone's birthday party.
Happy birthday, we're celebrating you today. Like Dr. King holiday, we ain't gonna do any work today. Happy birthday.
Wow, that cake really hit the spot.
Stop. Did you see that?
What?
I have goosebumps.
Oh, well, that's not exciting at all.
What do you mean that's not exciting? It means winter's here.
Well, it shouldn't be getting cold for a while, should it?
Well, I sure hope not.
Let's go find out with Bronson.
Hey Aces, it's your boy Bronny, back with this weekend's weather. Today there's a high of 43 and a low of 41, and sadly, there's rain. And tomorrow, there's a high of
46
and a low of
37.
Oh, hey there. Just reading this book. And Sunday, there's a high of 46 and a low of 32. Now let's send it back over to Lily and Ashlyn.
Excuse me, Lily. You're not being very essential.
What do you mean?
I'm gonna let Connor take over and try to explain this one to you.
All right, and what's the answer to this right here? All right, and what's the answer to this up here? Connor. 13.
All that talk of sports has got me thinking, how did the girls start their season off?
Ashlyn, do you need a refresher? You were literally there.
Yeah, but that was like a couple days ago. I can't remember that far back.
I mean, like, yeah, I get confused sometimes too. But I mean, you know who doesn't get confused?
Who?
Coaches.
I didn't really know the coaches all that well.
Good thing Finn and Brendan are going to fill us out on scores and coaches this week.
Hey Aces, I'm Finn.
And I'm Brendan.
And welcome to this week's Sportscast.
Finn, it's been a while since we've had a sportscast.
Well, that's because we've had no sports.
But girls basketball got started last weekend on Saturday against Archbold.
They lost the game 53-41. McKenna Baird was the leading scorer with 11 points.
Then on Tuesday, they bounced back with a win over Continental, 37-36 at home.
Kennedy Adams was the leading scorer with 21 points and the one who stole the ball and made the layup to give the Aces the lead with 30 seconds left in the game.
Finally, on Thursday, they hosted Woodland. Check the SLU for results.
Now, let's go see some highlights.
Oh yeah, I'm finna make a banger with this. Huh? What? DJ on the beat. Now here it go. I just made it home. Missed calls on my phone. See, I've been gone. Was trying to hit a lick, but that just went wrong. I got a thought. She right off the block. Her crib be the spot, and we got Glocks. Tucked all in the. Don't come in unless you knock. But this Grammy told her about this. Help me set him up and she was with it. She just wants some shoes and she ain't get no. So we do that. I was at his neck, creeping from the back, but saw the ops and had to let him have it. How up is that? But whatever. She ain't called me yet. We did that at 6 and who got hit? I know someone checked cause Keembon he don't miss. Now 2 weeks past, I'm back on my grind. I can't waste no time. Now I spit quiet. They be whooping dope, but them not sliding. I been high. I can't even lie that I been on my mind. Why she ain't called? I ain't seen her. I hope that she alright. Now it's midnight. I'm hitting some blocks. Just me and my Glock came to a stop. I'm at a red light. I usually don't stop. My phone keep ringing. Just a of course. This probably bored. I press ignore. I ain't got no time. Oh, gon' be yo. Now I get that feeling something ain't right. I look to my right and I'm like, damn, there go that flexing. He waving his pipe. He get the dump.
Lily and Ashland sat down with Coach Freeze to discuss the new season.
From the start of the season, I would say that our expectations, and this is something that we preach every year, but more so this year, is that every day we just strive to be better than we were the day before. From every contest, we want to improve on things, whether that's scrimmages or games, but ultimately that's our main focus, just get better every day. I would say our goals for this year, and I think we've done a great job of this through our first 2 games, are to go out and compete every night. I know that might sound like a silly goal, but just showing up regardless of the competition, who we face, whether we feel that we are better, whether we feel they are better, or if we are evenly matched, just to show up and compete and give our best every single night. What am I looking forward to this year? Well, always the 49 Classic. We head up to Bomber Country for the 49 Classic this year. Then after the 49 Classic, we get to start our league season starting in January, see how we fare there, and then hopefully by tournament time, we're playing our best basketball and ready to make a nice little run.
Thanks, Coach Freeze.
The boys basketball team will be in action for the first time this year tonight at Fairview.
Bronson sat down with Coach Welch to discuss the season and his coaching philosophy.
I'm here with the new head basketball coach, Coach Welch of Hicksville. How you doing?
Good. How you doing, Bronson?
Pretty good. So I got some questions here for you.
Mm-hmm.
When were you first introduced into the sport of basketball?
So the sport of basketball has been running a long time in my family. So my grandpa is Al Welch, a longtime head coach at Wayne Trace. His name's on the wall and everything like that. Won a lot of games there. So I've been in that locker room since probably the age of 3, going to a lot of wins. Just practices since I was a young age, being at that facility for a long time. My uncle was a big-time basketball player, and my dad at Wayne Trace. They both won state on the same team in 1992. My 2 other uncles on my mom's side, they played ball at Paulding, so they were good ball players in the 80s, so it's really a family thing that runs in my blood.
I got you. So what other coaching experience do you have with the sport of basketball?
So to start, I started with Northwest Ohio Basketball Club about 6-7 years ago, something like that, when I was 24, 25. My uncle's been running that. Rob has been running that since the late 90s, so he's been running that for a long time. I started to get involved in that once I figured out what I really wanted to do in my life, which was coaching, helping kids become better people, better basketball players. But that's where I started with as assistant coach to Kyle Maurer, who was a coach at Columbus Grove at the time. So coached a lot of great kids in that program, like Landon Turnbull and Braxton Heisler. So got to meet some Hicksville guys there and see what they were really about. And I really enjoyed being around those guys and then things like that. So some experience with Hicksville guys, but I also coached football with Paulding. My friend Tyler Aaron, graduated with him in 2000. He was a senior when I was a sophomore. So we became really close during football season. He came back and he became the head coach at Paulding. So he asked me to come help him out. I was a volunteer my first year, built my way up. So about halfway through my second year, I was defense coordinator. And for the next 3 or 4 years, I was defense coordinator at Paulding. And then another good friend, well, not a friend, but a guy, an older guy I knew from, he was a youth basketball coach when I was playing growing up. Matt Orlano was the head girls coach at Paulding, asked me to help him out. And I coached JV girls for 2 years at Paulding. So really had a lot of mix of girls, younger boys, high school boys, all over the place. So I think I have some really good coaching experience to bring here to Hicksville.
A lot of coaching experience. Yes. So what do you love most about basketball?
There's so much love about it, you know. Just the biggest thing is when you're coaching like kids that aren't super confident in themselves, you know what I'm saying? And then you start building and building and building, and all of a sudden that light clicks, and you can just see it in their eyes when they change and they become a confident person, not just on the basketball court, but in school, in their communities, things like that. That's just something, it's like, I don't even know how to explain the feeling of joy it brings you.
And with your position, you can do that, and not even just in basketball, in anything in life.
Yes.
And last question here, what goals do you have for the season and for the program?
Goals for the season, and we talk about it a lot, is just get better every single day. I've said that to you guys probably every time we've met. Just 1% better every day. At the end of the season, we'll see where we're at, and I think we'll like where we're at. So I don't really have true long-term goals like that for the season. I think December 1st, we're beating Fairview.
I agree with
That's
that.
goal number one.
Yep.
And then whatever happens after that, I'm rolling with it. And I think we're just going to get better every single day. Long-term for Hicksville High School basketball is just continue to build on top of what Tony did. I think Tony did a really good job here. So I think just building on top of what he's done. He's made the district finals, I believe, with Landon's class and all that. Just a lot of great basketball players have come through this, and I just like to continue that tradition.
All right, I agree. Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, Bronson.
Thanks, Coach Welch.
Lily also sat down with Coach Moore to discuss the upcoming wrestling season.
My expectations for any year in wrestling is that each and every of the wrestlers do their best. They practice and are preached to about doing hard things and giving their best effort at all times. And that comes with an expectation of stepping on the line every time you step on the mat for wrestling. It's like life. You have to be your best at that moment in time. So the expectation is that they practice their hardest so that they are prepared for that moment. The goals that I would have would be ultimately to win the conference. And I think that's very doable. It's whether or not there's a buy-in by all of those on the team. And speaking of which, one thing that would help that would be to have a few more people come out. We're still in need of a 106 and 113 pounder. And that would kind of complete our team. And so that in itself comes with all of the hard work that goes into it, and believing that you can accomplish those things makes goals happen. So as each and every one of them kind of buys into that kind of idea of working hard all the time, good things will come from that, and that's how the goals are accomplished. What I'm looking most forward to would be the season itself. Each week brings about new challenges. We have tournaments every weekend, and with that, the focus for those tournaments, seeing who the individuals are going to be facing and going over their successes or what they need to work on from the previous weekend brings about a challenge each and every week. So looking forward to those Saturdays where the guys can show what they've done, what they've learned, what they've improved upon, and ultimately getting to the end of the season, whereas wrestling is a marathon, it's not a sprint. Doing well early in the season doesn't always bring rewards at the end. It's that long process of work and the attitude that can do will get it done at the end of the season. That's what I look forward to.
Thanks, Coach Moore.
Well, that's all we have for you for this week, Aces.
Back to Lily and Ashlyn.
Quick, Lily. Who scored the most points Saturday? Time's up.
That's not fair. I'm not good at trivia.
Not me. I'm so good.
I highly doubt that. I bet the Aces are better than you.
We'll see about that.
What sport is the Heisman Trophy given in?
College football.
In what sport do you use a driver?
Golf.
In what sport does Mike Trout play in?
I'll just say football.
Who is the all-time leading scorer in NBA history?
Was it Muhammad Ali?
In what sport is the Vince Lombardi given?
It'd be American football.
Who is known as the Notorious MMA?
Conor McGregor.
In what sport does Tiger Woods play in?
Golf.
Who was the first African American to play MLB?
LeBron James.
What is the only sport that's been played on the moon?
Soccer.
Who won the first Super Bowl?
The Green Bay Packers.
I don't even know the question.
What famous movie is based off the Cleveland Indians?
Major League.
In what sport did Dawson Dales play in?
Football and basketball.
In what sport is there a dig?
Volleyball.
Who is the coach of the Golden State Warriors?
Steve Kerr.
In what sport is a three-pointer in?
Basketball?
What sport is Jake Paul in?
Boxing.
What team won the last Super Bowl?
Bro, I don't know. I don't know that. I don't know. That's so easy. Kansas City Chiefs. Exactly.
Who is the quarterback of the Ohio State Buckeyes?
Kyle McCord.
Which famous NFL player made the one-handed catch?
Odell Beckham Jr.
Who is the best AD in the area?
Me, of course.
Wow, the Aces really are better than me.
I told you.
Well, that's all for this week, Aces.
Aces out.